Alright guys, and welcome back to Armoured Warfare, and today we're taking out the Tier 6 MBT, the XM1. I remember when this vehicle was first added into the game, and it was a complete monster of a vehicle. It had super armour. Literally, you could not penetrate one of these things unless you had some sort of Death Star cannon to blow the planet up it was on. But they've nerfed it a bit and they've balanced it a bit better, and the vehicle really starts to play how it's meant to be played in its line of vehicle. This fits in on the American line because this is the prototype to the M1 Abrams. It fits into the American line in the Wolfie, and from what I've read from Obsidian and from what they've told us, is that the American line are meant to be played as a jack of all trades, master of none type of vehicle. So it's got good enough armour to be able to bounce some rounds, but at the same time there are certain vehicles in the game that can easily penetrate this thing. Some vehicles that might struggle and some that just can't do it. They just can't take one of these things on. The gun itself, yeah, it's good. It's got a nice amount of penetration. It does a nice amount of damage. It's got a nice reload. It's quite accurate for an MBT, I guess. The problem with the XM1 that I find with the gun is that it does sort of lack a little bit on firepower for its damage output. You have vehicles here like the T-72A, 550 odd damage per hit at tier 6. It's completely and utterly ridiculous, and they have massive penetration, but they lack out the side and rear. They lack out the side armour, they lack out the front armour. They have huge weak spots on the vehicle to be able to fire, and you can easily penetrate them, and they don't have much HP. Whereas the XM1, it doesn't really have many weak spots. Lower plate, turret ring, hatches on top, the usual ones. It's adequately mobile or get you around the battlefield, but don't expect it to be some sort of VBL or Leopard or whatever. It's not particularly quick. It's not particularly good at traversing. It's got quite a slow turret and hull traverse. It's got very good armour, I can say that. The armour is probably the best thing about the XM1 from what I remember of the early access when it was first entered. But now that I'm playing it here, yeah, it can bounce rounds, it can take hits. Actually, in this game, I take 0 damage. That's the armour. I'm not saying the armour is Challenger standard, where you can just be beaten apart by everything and just not die. This thing, when it takes certain hits, or if it gets overwhelmed, it will die very, very fast. And to knock out an XM1 quite efficiently, either play a Russian vehicle and shoot it with an enormous gun that has a stupid amount of penetration, or overrun them. Simple. The XM1 is just not mobile enough. It doesn't have the alpha damage to be able to, like the alpha output, to be able to knock things out quickly. It's not got the best penetration, so you can easily out-angle. As you saw there, that Stingray down there, angled ever so slightly, and my 105 bounced off while firing down onto his upper plate. This game was absolutely perfect for me showing you what I want to show you of the XM1. It's good at hull down, it can take the hits. There you go, took another hit there. That shot only damaged my viewport. No actual hull damage or hit points lost. Took another round there, bounced it off the side. I don't know what that is. We'll find out later what actually is shooting at us right now. Right then, what are we looking for? There was a weasel over there. Oh, he's down there now. I want to help knock out that Stingray. But yeah, it's a jack of all trades, master of none vehicle. I see the American vehicles as a support kind of class. A lot of people, I'm sorry if I'm about to hurt my American fan base, but I don't see the American vehicles in this game, such as the Abrams, the M1A2, the M1A1, the M1. I do not see them as frontline brawlers at all. That's the place for the T90 and the T80, the T14 when it comes out, T90MS. The Challengers, I see them as the upfront vehicles, dealing the damage, taking the hits, and pushing that front line forward. Whereas the American tanks, I more see them support it like they're with the light tanks or they're on the second line of attack. So the American tanks can... The higher tier ones like the M1A2, they're very mobile for a big MBT. For that 120mm gun and the armour they hold, they're very, very well armoured and very powerful. But at the same time, fighting another MBT, they're very easy to kill, and they will struggle against another MBT. But, oh, Centauro 120 was shooting at me. But I played mine, as you saw a little while ago in my M1A2 video that I put up, I didn't play on the front line as much. If I saw my team was attacking one flank, I would push around the other flank, take out the smaller vehicles there that I can deal with easily, with my huge firepower and my good armour, and the good traverse speeds. but I would go round and help on the rear and sidearm and put pressure on those other tanks that needed the pressure put on them, which is generally what I play my American tanks like. As you see here, XM1 Ghost Fields. I could push round the top of the mountain, help our challengers with those guys around there, but what good would I do? My turret armour can't really defend against them at that sort of range, very close range fighting. They can easily pick up my turret ring, and my 105mm gun is like throwing peas at them. I might as well get a frozen pea and put it in a slingshot. It's going to do nothing to a challenger. Even at close range, all I can do is shoot his turret head for about 120 damage. What's the point in that? Being a waste of ammo, waste of time. It would just annoy everyone. I'd just get in the way, basically. So I sat back, sat on this ridge line here, taking a nice hold down position, monitoring over. We stopped the Stingray pushing round. We stopped the Weasel coming up as well and going round our MBTs. We did some damage to the Centauro 120. A Weasel. We've loaded in heat rounds for these two guys, by the way, because easy peasy. Stop these two guys coming round. XM1's armour is more than enough to take on a Weasel and a BMP. There you go. BMP puts one effective round into me and it just damages my track. So we've stopped our Challenger and our Centauro 120, Leopard 2 from being outflanked by Weasels and BMP3s. Because that's not fun. 30mm autocannons do a lot of damage to those vehicles very quickly. And, well, our frontal armour is good enough to stop them. Especially when they're firing sort of AP. Right then, so we're looking at the minimap now, and we can see T-80, Leopard 2. Tier 7 vehicles. We're going to have to frontline our vehicle now. We have to. We have to put up a staunch defence against these two guys. Which the American vehicles can do, but if I was going to go and brawl them at close range, I would be completely outclassed by these two vehicles. So I'm going to prepare myself on a good hull down position. They can only shoot my turret. Leopard 2 comes over, spots me, stops for a shot. I back up, come back forward, and he decides I can't hurt him. Fires and misses anyway. He goes for the Challenger because this vehicle's got very good strong frontal armour. T-80 fires into our Challenger, and I'm going to keep him tracked now. He's on 63 HP. Move forward, about to reload. T-80 puts a round into my turret, and it bounces off. That 125mm gun bounces off. Now, I think he was firing AP, judging by the ricochet noise. I think heat rounds make a different noise, don't get me wrong, but I just proved to you there that the XM1's turret armour is strong. It's a very nice turret armour, but I'm telling you that the armour's good, the gun's good, the mobility is adequate, and you might think, great, the XM1's a good MBT. You'll really find its limitations, though, in combat when you put it on the front line, and then you'll start to find out firsthand what I'm talking about with the XM1, that it can't do it. It's not particularly accurate, not really any MBTs are. It doesn't have the penetration, it doesn't have the alpha damage, because it's only a 105mm gun. The Leopard 2 AV, I think, has a 120. The T-72A gets a 125. Those two guns are much, much better at taking on other MBTs than the 105 we have. Our 105 is sort of like a light tank gun, really. So we're a light tank gun on a heavy tank chassis. So we're going to merge the two together and take on the lighter vehicles with our good armour. So yeah, I hope I've explained the XM1 quite effectively to you. There's not really any other way I can put it, except if you get one yourself, and you take it into combat without listening to my advice, you'll find its limitations, and you will probably be overrun by the better MBTs, and you will die. But if you take yourself against the lighter vehicles, and you protect the flanks, or, you know, you push on the second line, and push when you need to, the XM1 is quite an effective little vehicle. 3,235 spot damage, 875 spot, 3,225 damage, 875 spotting damage, should I say. We came top on the assists. And we didn't do too badly on the spots. Top on crew knockouts. And we came second on reputation. You saw how tier 7 that game was. It was quite a heavy tier 7 match. But I played the XM1 how I feel it should be played. So I did quite well. Hopefully you guys might prefer it in the frontline role. But I'm just giving those people that might want an opinion on it, or might not know how to play it, get playstyle that they might be able to get it to work. So guys, thank you for watching this little review, sort of preview gameplay on the XM1, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.